Hey there, welcome to Todd Talks, the podcast where we're shining a light on brilliant local businesses making life better for families with little ones. I'm Bill from Toddler Belt, and in each episode we'll have a natter with one of our amazing partners, finding out what makes them tick, how they're helping parents, and how being part of the Toddler Belt family is helping them thrive. So grab a cuppa, put your feet up if the kids will let you, and let's dive in. Hi Melanie, thanks for coming and joining us here. So in your own words, I know exactly what you do and who you are, but let's tell everybody all about you.
I'm Melanie. I'm a Norland Nanny and sleep consultant, and I've spent nearly the last 20 years supporting families with lots of things to do with children, but now my passion is all about sleep, whether that's virtually or in people's homes, guiding them to actually restful nights. Because it's not just about the baby, it's about the whole family.
I can fully relate to this. So let's dial into this bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your approach. And I've only recently been told about Norland Nannies. What is that?
So Norland Nannies are the best nannies that you could find in the world. There is only one college, and if you're going to go and do childcare, I decided at the age of 14 that I wanted to work with children, and I ummed and ahed about becoming a teacher. I didn't really like the fact of going into a nursery, and my school hosted a careers convention, and Norland came, and I was just fixated and decided instantly that was what I was going to do. I wanted to know that I had the best qualification behind me so that any child in my care received the best possible care. My parents were slightly petrified, and my dad tried to steer me away from it. I had a grandfather who was encouraging me at every inch to apply and go for it, to the fact he even took me to my interview.
Well, you had an interview for it?
So you had to apply. You then had an interview. The interview consisted of meeting with the principal, writing an essay to why you deemed yourself a good fit and why you would make a good Norland nanny, and then it was various other things like reading a story, how you would interact with children. And so I applied at the age of 16. Wow. To go when I was 18. So I got my place before I did my A-levels, and that was where I wanted to go, and I was not going to go anywhere else.
So when I was talking to the guys here, and what I was saying, she's a Norland nanny. I think they're the SES of nannies. So I'm not far off, right?
You're not far off. So during training they cover everything. We did intense driving courses. We didn't do self-defense, but they have now brought that in to part of the training. Cooking lessons, sewing lessons, car maintenance, car seat safety, anything that is involved with your child, they have covered in depth.
So the normal criteria of the client that you're looking for Norland Nanny services, they're the elite, right? Yeah. So, but now we're bringing that experience to everybody.
To everybody.
How cool is that?
So that actually you can know that your child's going to be supported to the needs that they need. So,
where do you do this training?
So the college is in Bath.
Oh, okay.
So when I trained, which was a very long time ago.
No, if you were 18, it must have been last week.
Though I did meet a Norland nanny this week. I went and did a placement with a family, and they had a nanny that was just starting, and she was a lovely Norland nanny. Till I worked out that she was 3 when I was at Norland, and that was slightly concerning because actually the charges that I looked after when training were 3 years old. So. But then I felt that actually, and it was really nice. I sat with her and she was talking about all the experience that I'd had through the years, and she was
we're very just well experienced, right?
Yeah, very well experienced.
Okay, so we've got the best qualification behind us. You're very well trained.
Yeah.
Next steps. Family ring you, they need some support.
Yeah.
When do you decide if this is going to be virtual? When are you going to go into the home and help them?
So actually, that's not for me to decide. I make it very clear when families come to me that I offer both. And I talk to families about the different ways that I work, whether that's virtually with them for 4 weeks or I come in for a minimum of 5 nights. it depends where families are at. Some families actually feel that with the virtual support, they can get there. Some families have got to the point that actually they're just like, we can't do it. Or we're so tired, we don't actually think we could follow your instructions. Can you come and do the first 5 nights and then support us going forward? So I will do the first 5 or 6 nights.
Get that foundation in.
Get the foundation in, teach them the skills. And also, very much when I start with families, it's about working out the personality of the parents, the personality of the children, how the family dynamics works, what you actually want to achieve and what your baby is capable of. Because you can say, I want my baby to sleep in their cot for 12 hours. The question is, has your baby ever been in their cot? Is that achievable goal? Or do we need to take baby steps? And like some children will go step 1, 2, 3. Some children will go step 1, 3, 2, 5, and like catch you out. Some children will just stop at step 1 and then need like gently encouraging to get to step 2, and then are like, I'm not going no further. They then need a bit of a pause to then be able to make that different step. Like even when any of us of adults are trying to learn something, we all do it in slightly different ways.
Yeah.
There isn't a follow this guideline, this is what it must work.
It's a bit like being in a franchise like we are at Toddle About. This is a blueprint that has worked.
It doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
And like I've sort of took a hammer to that and gone, hey, we're going to start podcasting and live events and all the other bits that we're doing to support these businesses. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for everybody.
No.
Like everybody's different, right?
Everybody's personality is different. Everybody has a different goal. So when I go in and support a baby, I spend the first evening like getting to know them. I always go in before bedtime so that we're friends, because a big thing for me is that I'm friends with that baby. We're about to spend the next 12 hours becoming friends. So I'd rather be friends before we start the night and actually work out how they react to things. Like what happens when mum walks out of the room? Do they panic, or are they actually quite content? What comfort are they looking for during the day? A toy was taken off them. How do they react? So actually when you're then installing those steps during the night, you know how they react when they're calm, so that you can instantly see actually they're just looking for some comfort, or actually they're generally distressed, they need more. And actually everything I do is about keeping babies calm. It's not necessarily about they must sleep at the very beginning, because as long as they're calm, then actually they're much more negotiable. If you've got an angry baby, good luck, they're not going to go down in their cot.
Do things change? Like we've said that you've been doing this since the age of 18. Like in that time, do kids change? Has there been peaks and troughs of like trending, or like not trending, but like things that are common? Or has it just been these are the foundations of poor sleep or poor behaviour?
So a lot of families that I work with is sort of after the 4-month sleep regression,
right?
Which
I remember that.
Most people do, because like it's talked about on every baby podcast, every baby book, where while you're pregnant. Oh, good luck for the 4-month sleep regression. Like,
thanks for the heads up.
Whereas actually, yes, it's a regression, but it's also your baby's trying to learn. So if you can teach them those skills at that age, then actually you can ride through the wave gently rather than it be a hurricane, and actually then come out the other side and you don't know what your baby wants and your baby hasn't got a clue what they want. So actually nobody's getting any sleep because now you're all exhausted. And like some babies ride through it and you think, oh, that was great. And actually a couple of months later, the wheels fall off. At some point in a baby's life, you've got to teach them the skills that sleep is okay and that you will support them. You'll always meet their needs, but not necessarily always their wants. And it's those boundaries. But every family's got different boundaries. There's no right or wrong. It's what works for you.
We made a right rod for our own back, because obviously my youngest, Aurora, she's nearly 6. She was obviously born in that lockdown period. Well, she was born 12 days before lockdown, I think. And we couldn't go out, we couldn't do anything, so I was just like, just let that baby sleep when it sleeps. And like, oh, she was great, blah blah blah. And actually we didn't put a pattern in place. We didn't do that thing. So actually we got all the problems from sort of 1-2 years old, because for the first year of her life. She
You just went with the flow.
We just went, we'll stay in bed and watch films until 11 o'clock and then walk around the house in our pyjamas. Like, there was nowhere to go.
There was nowhere to go,
but there was no we didn't put any structure in our day because there was nothing to do. There was nothing to do and we didn't need to.
And I think a lot of parents are actually scared about the structure because modern day life doesn't work 9 till 5 anymore. And it's not somebody's at home to able to stick to this structure.
Yeah.
So when I work with families, it's not about you must do this at 9 o'clock, you must do this at 12 o'clock. I break down every single day of the week and I said, okay, what do you want to do on Monday? What time is your baby class? Okay, Monday, they need to get 3 hours of sleep, but your class is right in the middle of when they should be doing it. Let's shift their naps on Monday. But Tuesday, you're at home so that they can have consistent naps in their cot. It's all about balance and actually enjoying life, not being stuck to the strict structure of this is your routine, don't dare. Like, some babies thrive from knowing that at 9 o'clock it's nap time.
Yeah.
But actually, you can support them and know that, okay, that's fine. They want a 9 o'clock nap. Let's have it in the pram. So we walk to our baby class rather than them only sleeping in their cot. And now we've missed the baby class that we really wanted to get to, because actually baby classes aren't just for the babies. They're for the parents to socialise as well and actually talk to other parents and know that they're not alone in any of these situations.
Every parent's going through the same thing in a different shape and form.
Exactly. And if you can get out the house somewhere, then it makes you feel less lonely, and it also feels that, yes, you've had a really bad night, but some fresh air is not only good for baby, it's also good for the parents, and it makes the problem actually feel not as heavy as it is.
I think what I'm sort of getting the vibe of, and obviously we've had lots of conversations before, is that like it's a proper holistic approach. It's not just, sorry, I'm here I'm here for the baby. You're here to help the family. Like you said earlier, everybody get the rest. Everybody be out in the fresh air. Like, you're here to help everybody.
So it is about the whole family. I want, like, when I start talking to a family, I want to know if there's siblings. I want to know if there's pets. I want to know everything that goes on in that household so that whatever I'm suggesting actually works, so that families don't feel like they're failing. It's like, if you've always got to drop your dog off, or you've got a school run, or you've got this, then let's make something work for the whole family so actually everybody thrives. That there isn't somebody who's then running on empty because they're making sure that everybody else's needs are met.
I think there's so much here to sort of dive into and talk about. Like, I know through the magazines that obviously you're writing the blog, or that you're giving editorial. So we've got the contact information for you there, but each issue of the magazine, you're writing about a different thing. Like, can you give us a sneak peek on, or examples of sort of what sort of content that we might see coming up in the future?
I think so. It will be about how to keep those bedtimes calm, and also how to enjoy your day with your baby. And it's having that reset. So if you've had a bad night, not striking it off as that's it, the end, we're stuck. It's like, okay, let's draw a line under it. Let's have a look at yesterday, what potentially didn't go right, and did we push them slightly too far?
Right.
There's a whole massive thing about wake windows, to whether babies follow wake windows or not. You could go on Google and find what a baby of 4 months should be sleeping. It doesn't mean that works for your baby. So your baby didn't read the book. Your baby didn't Google.
Is it, because there isn't one size fits all, right?
No, not at all.
Like, my baby might be completely different to yours, right? It, like, their personality, their sort of vibe might not fit the conventional circle.
So when a family comes to me and said, we're following these wake windows, I'm like, that's fine. Do they work? Like, well, we don't know, but that's what Google says. And I said, well, I'm going to ask you to follow those wake windows, but I want to know how long it took your baby to go to sleep. I want to know, how was your baby in mood? Were they calm? Were they upset? What you had to do to get them to sleep, how long they stayed asleep, and what mood they woke up in. Because you want them to be calm for all of those things. Now, if they're waking up really distressed, then they didn't get enough sleep, and they've been, so that they weren't settled. If it's then taking 20 plus minutes to settle them, and then actually it's not just falling asleep in your arm, you're then actively rocking, you're then patting, then you're singing, and you're actually trying to pull everything out of the book to convince that baby it is time to sleep, then they're either overtired or they're undertired. And that's where, due to their moods and how long they've been awake, what they did before. Babies who go to swimming lessons don't normally make their full weight window because swimming is so exciting for them and they exert all their energy that actually it throws nap times off because they get in the car or they get in the pram after swimming and they're like, this is great, I'll go straight to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's a blip on that one because swimming changed their routine. Whereas what were they like on normal days? Are they actually able to get to bedtime calmly, or are you having horrendous last 2 hours of the day where you're fighting a baby who actually desperately wants to sleep, but by the time you get to bedtime, they're like, sleep, who needs that? I'm power on through now, adrenaline's kicked in, I can do the next 4 hours on nothing, whereas actually they should have been asleep an hour before you were trying to get them to bedtime.
There's so much in it, and like I know we keep talking about babies, but like when can we fix this? How like is there a limit to where you can help a family?
No, there isn't a limit. Like for me personally, I like the under fives. Like if I was given a choice, it'd be the under ones because just babies are where my heart sings. But actually, any family that comes to me, it's about, okay, let's find the missing key for your family.
Yeah.
Let's fix that puzzle.
Because I know you've done over fives, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, loads. So it's not like you're turning that stuff away.
No, if somebody was to come and say, I've got a 6-year-old, and like, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm not the person for you.
You're absolutely the person to help them.
Exactly. I've got a 6-year-old myself, and she occasionally throws a spanner in the works and decides that actually her bed is too scary and she would like to co-sleep.
Yeah.
And we have discussions and we talk about it and we make a deal that actually she can do it on Friday night rather than during the week, and she's then fine.
I'm glad you brought that up because you're a working mum.
Yeah.
Like you are working. You've got your daughter. Like we've got to sort of champion that as well. You're an entrepreneur. You've got the business is thriving. You're doing lots of different things and you're still being mum.
Yeah.
Like there's lots of people out there that are not juggling the family life, but I think, well, I know you are. So like, let's pat you on the back for that because it's not easy.
No. And it also makes it easier to relate to families, being like, I understand you've got to do this. Like the school runs have to fit in and the rainbows and the swimming. And then they come back and like say, actually, can I have a play date? And you're like, oh, that's
where was that in the schedule?
Off. Like yesterday, I walked to school in the pouring rain to get there, and she'd planned a play date with her best friend, and she actually went home with her best friend. So I walked home in the pouring rain without a child.
Oh,
but actually,
that's just the best, right?
And I was like, I'll see you in an hour's time. You know, she's 6. She couldn't have pre-warned me. Luckily, we only live a 5-minute walk from school. But, you know, it's about having those flexibility with your children, setting the boundaries, knowing where you stand and not letting them push it.
Yeah. Because they will. Like with my girls, every day's a pushing day.
If you give them an inch, they want a mile.
Yeah. To be honest, Emily will say the same about me. So I can't be too strict on that because she says, yeah, go out with your mates and I'll come back on Sunday. Like,
yeah, good luck with your children growing up.
Yeah. No, Emily's a great parent. Let's just throw that out. So we've been working with each other for a little while with Toddle About. And this is a straight, honest answer, like question. How is that going for you?
It's going really well because actually I'm reaching more parents and more parents are realising that actually there is support out there. Because a lot of things you struggle with as a parent, and you don't know there's the help. Whereas the Toddle About magazine shows people what groups are about, but also what other support is out there, what skills they can learn to actually help them support with their child. Because we all leave a hospital with a baby and it's like, good luck. And like, you've been to the baby classes, but what's realistic?
Yeah.
How do you put that into practice?
I think when people talk to me about, what is Toddle About? I say, look, it's a what's on, where to go magazine, but with some really cool parent hacks, recipes, crafts. There's all sorts of stuff in that. It's not a magazine full of adverts. Yes, they're in there, but it's a magazine that will help. Like when I was picking up the Oxfordshire and the magazine that wasn't in Hampshire, I was being like, there's actually things. There's techniques from all sorts of businesses, and sort of the content in there is like potty training. Like I thought it was a really good resource to get involved with. That's why we're doing what we're doing, and obviously part of the going against the grain, like doing things differently. We've got our live events, and obviously you are front and center of that. Yeah. So we're helping you get in front of those more parents, and then as we all grow and the Toddle About franchise gets bigger, like we can help you reach even further.
Yeah, because the biggest thing for me is that actually, obviously, I had Poppy and I had nannied for years, and I travelled a lot with the families that I nannied for. So I was really hot on their sleep and realising that every day wasn't the same. But as long as the child slept, then actually things were more manageable. Yeah. I then had Poppy and was like, well, this is easy. I know that I need to watch her sleep needs. I need to tune into what she needs. Then COVID hit. I had gone back nannying and I was then homeschooling too, while trying to balance a baby. So her naps, I then had to time round when they were having live lessons because I couldn't have her shouting while I was trying to help them with that. And then the passion sort of came into it that actually you can be so flexible with them if you teach them the skills and actually enjoy parenthood because you're not exhausted. I then studied sleep within an inch of its life and have probably read every sleep baby book out there. And some of it you need to take with a pinch of salt, but actually it's pulling from those what works for you as a family and what your goals are. And like I travel all the time with Poppy and like she'll go for sleepovers with my parents and her bedtime is installed in her. And it has been from such a young age that when there is a blip, I know there's a problem. And like now it's either she's feeling unwell or something's bothered her at school and she needs to get it out, rather than every bedtime being a blip and not knowing whether she's pushing boundaries or she does need help. It's now like, actually, do you need to sit down and talk? And it will be a no. Are you sure? Well, this thing happened at school today. And it's like, right, let's process it and let's move on.
I think that's really powerful. Like you've got all the nannying experience, but also you're practicing what you preach as a parent.
Yeah.
Like I think I just think it's really honest and genuine. Like I think it's a really nice place to come from.
I would never ask any parent that comes to me to do anything that I wouldn't do in person. Like there's a whole thing to cry it out, but actually. I don't think any parent wants to let their child cry it out.
I hated it.
I won't ever let a baby cry it out. I wouldn't let my daughter do it. Though ironically, she did tell me she was going to cry herself to sleep the other night. And I said, it kind of doesn't hit the same when you say, Mummy, I'm going to do it. And she said, I've heard you on your calls. You don't let any baby cry themselves to sleep. So you won't let me. I want you to stay in my room. And I was like, I don't think it works that way when you threaten it.
Yeah. Go and try that.
And she's like, you'll come up. And I was like, I might, to ask you to stop.
Will it be as polite as that?
It will be. Probably not if it had gone on hours on end.
Yeah.
But so, she's always listening.
Yeah.
And it makes me so proud of what I do because she's so proud of what I do. Like she tells everybody, my mummy is the greatest sleep consultant. I want to be a Norland Nanny when I grow up.
There's a review.
I know.
Get that on a t-shirt.
She went dressed as a Norland Nanny to Careers Day at school. Made her a little dress and hat.
Awesome.
And it was like, that for me, it was like, actually, she's watching everything I'm doing and is like, actually, Mummy's really good at that.
Bro. So I'm going to ask you some questions here. Like as a parent and a business we're engaged with, what more do you want from Toddle About? And what do you think we should be doing to help parents and businesses we're working with? Like we're always asking for feedback, but I've got a microphone on you and a camera on your face, so now's the time. Tell us. Like we're here to sort of be better. Like you could be the best business person in the world, but I always want to push that boundary, and I know you speak honestly. So come on, what can I be doing better?
So I'm really looking forward to the live event because obviously I've done other events. And I feel this one's got a slightly better twist on it and actually will hit parents' needs better than other things. Because if you've got small people running around, you need them to actually be entertained so that you can stand and talk to people. So really looking forward to that and seeing actually that grow. Because I think there's nothing better than being live in front of people.
Yeah, I love it. If there was one thing that I could be doing all day, it's stand in a room full of strangers and talk to them.
Yeah.
It's my absolute buzz.
So maybe you should organise some like monthly coffee mornings to meet people up.
Yep, it's on the list.
It's on the list.
It's one of those plates and we're spinning.
More social events.
More social events. And
with guest speaker each time. There you are. You've got your first guest speaker for your coffee morning.
It is absolutely that. Like, but the Toddle About Live is everything
in one space.
In one space, on steroids, with opportunities for those parents to meet the business owners, meet those advertisers, and buy and test those services before they commit to a whole series of sessions.
Yeah.
They can talk to you. What do I actually get? What does it actually cost? I need this bit. Is it bespoke? Can we do this? And I want those conversations to happen, and I'm creating an environment for that to happen. Yeah. All right. So that covered the first part of the question.
Yeah.
What do you want more as a parent? What do you want to see more Toddle About do more?
I want to see the magazine in more places.
Yeah. That's the dream, right?
Yeah.
So
I want to see it in libraries. I want to see it in coffee shops.
But like in areas we're not covering, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, because we are in coffee shops and libraries and all that, and if you are in our areas and you're not receiving it, like, get in touch. We will make sure you're in part of that distribution.
Yeah.
But like that's all the growth plan. That's what that is lined up from head office down to us.
I'd also like there to be an app so people can digitally see what's going on and say, actually, this is my postcode. People go on websites, but people don't really use websites. It needs to be as an app.
Yeah. Watch this space. It's like every franchisee meetup we have the tech guy there with Tim, and we say, when's this app coming?
Yeah.
And from all the data that we've got on the website, it's not simple. But I said, okay.
Because as a parent,
let's
you need
work
things
on it.
To be at your fingertips.
At your fingertips. No, I'm fully agree with it, and that it's in the pipeline. So it's good to hear that what you're after is what we're asking.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Look, this is your place I think you've covered a lot of ground here on what you do and why you do it. All your details are going to be in the show notes. We're put together a really good way of communicating with you. But is there anything that you think that we've missed and you want parents to know about?
Oh, I think it's that if you think you're struggling, just take a breath and go, actually, could I just talk to someone and find out, is this okay? Or is there somebody that can help me? And it doesn't necessarily need to be about sleep. It can be about anything. Just don't struggle alone. Go to a coffee morning, talk to another parent, or ring someone and have a chat. And
that's what your discovery call's for, right?
Yeah.
So we'll stick the link in for the discovery call in the show notes. And Melanie is fantastic. She's always available. And if she doesn't answer the phone, you call back within 30 seconds. I know.
I'm pretty fast at calling back.
You're pretty good.
So I support my families from like 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. Because actually it's nap times and bedtimes that are really tricky. Though I do throw a few spanner in the works when I'm actually doing nights with a baby myself. And if a family messages at 2 and I reply, they're like, why are you awake? And I said, because I'm actually settling someone. Like, I'm doing what you're doing. So I'm going to talk you through how to do it so that you're not alone. Because I don't want my families to ever feel like they're struggling or alone. The more they communicate, the easier it is.
Bro. Look, I know you're not going anywhere. We're going to catch up at Toddle About Live. We've got more stuff in the pipeline for the future. We're going to get you back.
Sounds good.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
See you next time. So that's it for today's episode of Todd Talks. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you found something helpful, heartwarming, or just plain inspiring from today's chat. If you're a parent listening, I'd love to know, what do you want to hear more of? More behind the scenes with local classes, tips from experts, honest stories from fellow parents? Drop me a message at toddtalks@toddleabout.co.uk. This podcast is for you, and your voice really matters. And if you're a local business helping families and thinking, I'd love to be part of this, well, you can. Get in touch and we'll have a chat about how we can shine the light on what you do and connect you with families who need you. So until next time, take care, give your little ones an extra cuddle today, and remember, we're in this together.